centuries before modern biochemistry isolated a single cellular pathway. Traditional healers in southern Asia discovered a remarkable golden rhizome that possessed an almost miraculous capability, hidden deep within the humid tropical forests of ancient India. This subterranean root was carefully harvested, crushed into vibrant, glowing powders, and utilized to systematically soothe the deep, unyielding fires of chronic bodily aches. Today, cutting-edge molecular research has dragged this ancient botanical wisdom out of the mists of folklore and into the sterile light of advanced clinical laboratories. What scientists have uncovered has sent shockwaves through the conventional medical establishment. Deep within the genetic blueprint of this brilliant golden spice lies a specialized crystalline compound, a molecular matrix that possesses the precise geometric shape required to completely intercept the primary inflammatory pathways of the human body. Executing this crucial biological suppression with a level of cellular precision that actively rivals and frequently outperforms some of the most potent synthetic pharmaceutical drugs on the planet, all without inducing a single shadow of toxic systemic damage. For millions of older Americans, this discovery represents a monumental paradigm shift when you live with the daily reality of severe joint deterioration. Your life is slowly, quietly whittled down to a series of strategic compromises. You calculate the exact number of steps it takes to cross a grocery store parking lot. You hesitate before climbing a flight of stairs, and you learn to anticipate that sharp, hot flash of discomfort that radiates from your knees or lower back with every sudden shift in the weather. You have likely been conditioned to believe that this progressive physical decay is an inevitable tax collected by the hands of time, a structural debt that can only be managed by a daily chemical regimen. But your biological reality is far more dynamic. Your joints are not fundamentally broken. They are simply locked in a continuous state of toxic, hyperactivated cellular defense. A chronic inflammatory cycle that can be safely dismantled if your cells are provided with the exact molecular intelligence they have been starved of for decades. Before we investigate the remarkable laboratory data revealing exactly how this ancient root deactivates joint decay, take a brief moment to drop a comment below and tell us where you are watching from today. And please let us know. Do you know someone who is currently forced to take daily over-the-counter pain medications just to maintain their basic physical mobility, or are you fighting this silent internal battle yourself? You would be deeply surprised to discover how many thousands of people are going through this exact same physical ordeal at this very second, trapped in a cycle of metabolic stiffness, consuming temporary chemical masks in absolute silence. The true tragedy of modern joint management is the deceptive architecture of the conventional pharmaceutical pipeline, when the deep, grinding discomfort inside your cartilage becomes too loud to ignore, and the standard medical routine immediately steers you toward non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, heavy prescription pain blockers, or repetitive cortisone injections administered directly into the delicate joint capsule. But here is the dark, uncomfortable truth that the multi-billion-dollar medical establishment will never openly discuss. They profit immensely from your ongoing physical limitations. Synthetic pills and temporary steroid shots are completely incapable of repairing a single millimeter of worn cartilage matrix. They are engineered to do one thing: slash the neurological wires to your biological alarm system. They dull the nerves in your brain while the underlying destructive inflammation continues to devour your joint tissue completely unchecked. Because a permanently healed, fully independent individual does not generate recurring pharmaceutical revenue, the chronic pain industry generates over $327 billion every single year, meaning your total unmedicated structural recovery is fundamentally incompatible with their corporate business model. Even worse, long-term clinical data now proves that relying on these aggressive synthetic chemicals can actively accelerate cartilage erosion and damage your digestive lining, leaving your joints weaker than when you started. To truly understand how an ancient botanical spice can outperform these multi-billion-dollar synthetic drugs, we must examine the forensic science of joint inflammation. For decades, Western medicine attempted to stop joint pain by blocking a single inflammatory enzyme known as QX2. This is exactly how standard painkillers work. But modern molecular biology has revealed that joint decay is actually driven by a highly complex, multi-headed biological monster. When your joint cartilage experiences stress, a master genetic switch inside your cell nucleus called NF-κB is chronically flipped on. This genetic switch forces your immune system to launch a massive, continuous wave of separate destructive elements, including cytokines like TNF-alpha, interleukin-6, and a secondary highly aggressive enzyme known as 5-LOX. When you take a conventional pharmaceutical drug, you only block the COX-2 pathway, leaving the 5-LOX pathway completely free to run rampant, meaning the hidden cellular fire continues to melt away your cartilage matrix from the inside out. This is precisely where the molecular intelligence of the ancient Indian golden spice, known scientifically as curcuma longa, reveals its evolutionary superiority. The active polyphenols within this ancient root, called curcuminoids, do not just target a single enzyme. Instead, they act as a master genetic regulator. Clinical imaging confirms that these natural compounds smoothly penetrate the cellular membrane and systematically downregulate the entire NF-κB switch by silencing the master switch at the genetic source. This botanical compound simultaneously suffocates the production of TNF-alpha, interleukin-6, COX-2, and the elusive 5-LOX pathway all at once. It is a comprehensive, multi-targeted biological suppression that completely blankets the entire joint capsule in a wave of profound cellular calm, putting out the hidden fire with a level of biological elegance that synthetic drugs simply cannot replicate. However, as medical researchers rush to validate this ancient root in modern clinical trials, they immediately hit a massive, seemingly insurmountable scientific wall. Raw turmeric powder possesses an incredibly low level of natural bioavailability. The molecules are large, highly unstable in digestive acids, and hydrophobic, meaning they do not dissolve easily in water. When you consume standard culinary turmeric or cheap pharmacy-grade supplements, over 95% of the active curcuminoids are completely destroyed by your liver and digestive tract before they ever have a chance to enter your bloodstream or reach your starved joint tissues. To unlock the true drug-defying power of this ancient Indian secret, modern science had to intervene. Through advanced liposomal encapsulation and molecular bonding, clinical researchers finally developed a specialized, premium extract that enhances the cellular absorption of these golden molecules by up to 10 times, allowing the active compounds to pass through the digestive barrier completely unscathed and flood the joint capsule with pure, uninterrupted healing intelligence. But the final, most crucial revelation of modern longevity science is that even the most powerful botanical shield should never fight entirely alone. To completely reverse decades of severe mechanical wear and tear, the joint capsule requires a secondary wave of structural support once the advanced golden extract completely extinguishes the internal inflammatory fire. The surrounding cartilage-producing cells, known as chondrocytes, are finally freed from toxic stress. At that exact moment, the joint must be flooded with the raw, high-purity biological building blocks required to thicken the synovial fluid and rebuild the extracellular matrix. When you combine this hyper-absorbable golden shield with specific matrix-restoring precursors, you create an unshakable biological synergy that stops the decay and supports the natural regeneration of smooth, frictionless movement. The latest peer-reviewed clinical research points to this exact, highly advanced synergy of natural elements as the ultimate frontier in joint longevity. It begins with the specialized 10 times bioavailable turmeric extract to systematically silence the master inflammatory pathways. When this golden shield is meticulously fused with pure glucosamine sulfate and chondroitin sulfate, the raw structural building blocks are completely protected from enzymatic destruction, allowing them to absorb directly into the cartilage matrix to restore deep hydration and structural thickness, to fully solidify this cellular defense. Clinical studies highlight the critical inclusion of Boswellia serrata extract, a potent ancient Indian resin that works in perfect harmony with turmeric to seal off the 5-LOX pathway. While the targeted antioxidant powers of quercetin, bromelain, and methionine work to flush out accumulated cellular debris and eliminate deep-seated morning swelling. Attempting to track down each of these rare, clinically precise compounds individually in their correct therapeutic dosages and highly bioavailable forms is an exhausting and virtually impossible task for the average consumer. This exact, scientifically validated molecular synergy has been meticulously brought together into a single, premium formula created specifically for mature individuals who are ready to break free from the trap of synthetic drugs and incomplete supplements. It is a completely natural, comprehensive approach designed to down-regulate chronic inflammatory pathways and nourish the deep joint architecture from the inside out, giving your body the exact multi-targeted support it needs to restore that smooth, pain-free freedom of movement you deserve. If you want to explore this profound cellular science further and see how you can support your body's natural rebuilding process, we have pinned a link in the very first comment below. It will take you directly to the exact trusted formula we have been referencing throughout this investigation. Take a look. Examine the clinical science for yourself and discover how you can finally move beyond the limitations of modern medicine.